All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News, and we're back home at the track, Jack.
Home again. I'm so glad to be here. Nobody was here to welcome us back. Well, there's bad side to everything when you have to deal with life. So. But it's good to be back at the racetrack.
It is.
Good to be here for the race this weekend.
You got to watch me race.
I got to watch some real races, and then I saw you race.
But we got to thank our sponsors, man. We couldn't do it without our sponsors. We got some cinnamon moonshine. No, Jack hadn't drank any yet.
No, we're gonna give it a week or so, and then we're gonna have that party up here. So
yeah, we're told to pump the brakes a little bit.
Yeah.
So we pulled the e-brake up on that. We got to thank Bondert Brothers Distillery, Safety Clean, Pepsi, Performance Plus Motor Oil. Can't thank those guys enough for me personally. Langley Speedway, NC811, Black Acid Apparel, NPM Marketing,
yeah,
and Factory Canopies. I know you can't see it. I posted a picture of it, the nice table cover that we got. I mean, this thing, I believe you can't even tear this thing up, Jack.
I know, this is unbelievable. I mean, it's a nice piece of stuff here.
I've seen you tear up some stuff. But this might survive a while. Yeah.
Everybody's watched you race. They know what you tear up. So anyway, all right, let's get some news before we go. And by the way, we have Roger Bell with us and Adam Hoger's in here with us.
I mean, Roger's been famous here the last couple of weeks.
Well, he has a thing I heard about.
Well, I want to see him do the pose.
I heard about he came out of the turn, hadn't even passed the car for the lead yet, and already had his finger out the window.
I'm thinking of my plan. I'm gonna do the same thing.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
You can't steal my.
Hey, you're doing good when people steal your ideas, right?
When that one other car falls out, you. But anyway, I mean, he has a thing where he just waves, he gets the finger out there before the race is even over.
At least it's the good finger,
Yes.
So
not the one I usually
are
get.
you racing this weekend?
Yes, sir.
I might be there Friday night. I've talked to Brian White. I might go down there Friday night. I don't know.
Love some Brian White too.
Yes, yeah. And we have Adam Hoger, who don't even have to drive a car, and the car wins. That's
Oh, man.
So that's it. How was that? How did that feel to see that car win? I mean,
it was good. Got good piece. Zach's a good driver. All worked out pretty well.
And got some. Them guys that were working on that car were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Well, I think it was a great idea for you, to be honest. You get some really good help and some good numbers to go by, and some people help you. You help them, and in turn get some help back.
All right, let's go ahead and get the news out of the way. The Cup race this weekend down at Texas. Austin Dillon got the win. Yeah, he got the win. That was kind of,
He did. I thought they were setting ducks. I thought when they.
I didn't think Reddick. I thought Reddick. They were going to push him right out of the way.
I did too, with no tires. But hell, I thought he was going to have a chance to win a few times. If it had stayed green, I think he would have won. But even everybody behind them thought they were going to mow him down, and
that didn't work.
You got to give it to him.
In the Xfinity race, Kyle Busch won the race, but was disqualified for not meeting the ride heights on the car. Austin Cindric was declared the winner. In the truck race, Kyle Busch got the win
for him.
Huh?
3 in a row for Austin Cindric.
Them Ford boys are doing an awesome job, Cindric and Briscoe.
Mm-hmm.
In the ARCA race, Ty Gibbs got his second win in a row in the ARCA series. That was raced at Iowa. And speaking of Iowa Speedway at the end of this year may be closed or sold.
I've seen that.
And I understand that Roger Penske is wanting to look at buying it. He's taking a look at it and see if he wants to.
So then it may still be around.
Yeah. Down at Kingsport Speedway, the late model winner was Crest Van Dyke, the king of Kingsport. He got his 4th win in a row. In the Mod 4 races, we had Kevin Canner got his 53rd win of his career, and I think 3rd straight win. In Shenandoah Speedway, Brian Purdom got the late model win. Franklin County, they brought all the cars from Bowman Gray up to run at Franklin County. And in the mods, Brandon Ward won one of the races. I have not seen who won the other one yet. At Hickory, the Carolina Pro Late Model Series, Carson Quapple got the win. In the regular Late Model Series runs at Hickory, Josh Berry got the win in the first race. Ryan Millington got the win in the second race. Down at Nashville, in the CRA All-Stars, Matt Craig got the win. And in the regular Late Model Series, Peyton Hamlet got the win. Down at Sayre Speedway in Georgia.
I was going to say, where the hell is that?
The late model winner was JoJo Wilkinson.
Oh,
She won the pole and the race.
Dang.
No, I saw that.
Down at Myrtle Beach Speedway, Sam Yarborough got the win. Jacob Hefner won at Tri-County. The modifieds ran at Cordell. Augie Grill got the win at Cordell. At Dixieland this past weekend, some cat in that sportsman car has been winning one of the last couple, 2 out of 3 or something like that. Roger Bell, but I didn't hear anything about you had your finger out the window before the race was over with this time.
I did have power steering. So.
Yeah, they had both hands on the wheel.
Late model was the Budweiser All-Star race. Number 1 was won by John Staten. In the second race, Tom Wilson won. Up at Dominion Raceway, the Virginia Racers. Zach Lightfoot got win number 1 in Adam Hogel's car. That was a pretty big deal for him. And in race number 2, Davey Callahan got the win.
Oh,
That's the first win of the year for Davey Callahan. The modifieds, Mike Rudy got the win in the first modified race. Jimmy Humlet won the second. In the U-Cars, Ethan Ayers got the win in the U-Car race. At Langley Speedway this past weekend, big weekend out here at Langley Speedway.
I ain't heard nothing about the Hampton Heat.
In the Super Street,
It's been real quiet.
in the Super Street, Colby Vance got the win. In the Super Trucks, Louis Pezderetz got the win. In the Pro Sixes, Jared Clark got the win. Yeah, you got second. Okay, 4 cars.
I'm coming.
Yeah, you was only about a half a straightaway this time. You was good.
Oh, I was closer than that.
And in the Hampton Heat 200, Brendan Queen with the fabulous move on the last lap that everybody's talking about got the win. Also, I wanted to mention that tonight down in Clemens, North Carolina at Rizzo's restaurant, they're having a gathering because today it marks the 1 year since Nick Harrison passed away. So all
I've seen the
all Nick Harrison's
pictures.
friends and stuff like that are going to be at Rizzo's tonight in Clemens, North Carolina to celebrate Nick. Nick's mom sent me a message today. Appreciate me putting it out that they were doing it. And I also told them I wish I could have been there, but it's not in the cards right now. So anyway, and I told you about Iowa Speedway. All right, now driver of the week. Roger Bell has won he won a couple weeks ago. We hadn't had him on since he won. You won driver of the week for your first win.
That's right.
Okay, so congratulations. You get nothing.
I get to be on the jackpot. So.
But this week's driver of the week, it was a tie. So we're going to have co-drop for the first time. He didn't get a vote. Roger, he didn't get a vote. And I turned my phone off because I was scared they were going to blow me up all night long. And I turned my phone off and I said, if anybody's going to wake me up tonight, it ain't going to be about Scott Allen. So I turned my phone and he didn't get a vote. Anyway, it was a tie. Zach Lightfoot and Butterbean Queen tied for.
I'm sure that'll make everybody happy.
Well, I'm sure I'm going to hear from Mason Dunn about everything. He has something.
Popularity test.
Yeah, he's always got something. Got some negativity he wants to put out. But anyway, we'll hear from him.
Now you said about Butterbean making this move. Would you have done the same thing down there?
Oh, hell yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask. Was that unpopular to some, but popular to most?
You got to remember what you're racing for. You're racing for the Hampton Heat.
That's right.
And it's a prestigious race. It's
I guess somebody ain't never won a race would probably do whatever.
Pump the brakes.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. When you do finally win a race,
Oh, we'll talk more trash than a $2 hooker.
oh,
Hell, they stopped me and I ain't won one yet, or not a Pro 6 race yet.
yeah, I mean, you got to think about it. It's the Hampton Heat, it's the prestigious race. It's also part of the Triple Crown for the state.
Yeah.
That's a big
Hey, he's
deal.
leading the points, right?
So he goes to wherever they race the next part of the Triple Crown.
Would you say he was there? I mean, I thought it was there.
I would say, I mean, we got Butterbean. He's in the queue, so we'll bring him on here in a minute. I know for me personally, I would say it depends on what side of the fence you're on. If you're leading the race, I'd say, I'd be mad about it too. But if I was third, lined up
I
third,
thought he was there enough anyway. But
I would have done the same thing. I mean, I'd have took the chance. Like you said, you don't know when you're going to get another opportunity, And I know it's not, some people don't like it, and that's okay. I like somebody that just says, I don't care what the consequences are. I'll go for it.
10 grand.
And-
That changed my
and-
life. I mean,
Well, I think he's probably got more money, and I don't think you walk away with that much money because they got a weighted crankshaft for the Hampton Heat, and it probably costs $6,500 to fresh the motor. So, money wise, you're not really making any money. But he's got a really nice trophy, and his name goes in the record books.
put a lot of bond around.
there you go.
So, but I mean, it's a big deal, and I'm glad he won the race. Even though one of our sponsors' cars didn't quite make it through the turn,
the Bondurant
and
was a little upset.
yeah, and they were a little upset about it, but
But that's what makes the sport great, though. I mean, people having controversy and watching.
And Butterbeans ran out here. Everybody, it was just his time. I mean, he just knew he took a chance. He did.
Well, I thought either he had a shot. I knew the 78. Or I thought 78 was kind of holding the 77 up. I thought he was either going to get him, and then the restart, I was like, man, it's anybody's game right now because people can get racing hard. They're going to move, and then somebody's going to move somebody. Patients are running out, and it's lap 9-1-9-08.
Great green white checkered. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Go time.
So,
All right, let's get Butterbean on here and have a.
what's up, Bean?
What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Oh, that's good.
Now, where are you at right now?
I'm in the QMS headquarters, man. AC's cranked. I just got home, and we're out here since I couldn't make it out there to y'all.
So, how much did you hobnob down there in Charlotte the last couple of days to let them know that you are the Hampton Heat winner?
It was just a quick trip today. I had to go pick up something and come back home. But I didn't want to take a chance and tell y'all I'd be there and
Sounds
get
like
stuck in
top
traffic
secret.
or something.
All right. Well, we're gonna let you get by with it. But I just let you know you tied for driver of the week this week.
Hey, that's better than losing, right?
Hey, I guess if you put it in a perspective, $10,000 on Jack Dodson's driver of the week. I don't guess it really matters. I think you got what you wanted out of that deal, right?
Hey, I'll take anything I can get. It's been really overwhelming winning this race. I believe due to the coronavirus, obviously, and not much racing going on, it's made this race that much more out there for the media. So the amount of stuff that's been going on in my life has changed the past 2 days, almost like you won Daytona. It's been crazy, but it's been an incredible journey, and I'm enjoying every moment of it.
How many interviews have you done?
I did 3 yesterday. I think I did 1 Sunday. I did y'all's tonight. I did 1 on the way home from Charlotte, riding in the truck, and I got another one lined up for tomorrow right now. But it's been nuts, really. But I'm very thankful for it. That's what you want out of this, is to get some attention, and everybody's talking about it. So Biggest win of my career by far. Finished second in this race a couple years ago, and now we finally got a check to hang on the wall and a big trophy. So we finally got a crown jewel late model race added to the resume, and now we can go try to get the clock or something next.
Yeah, and then now Phil's probably the only crew chief to win it twice. I would have.
Yeah, that was. He told me that in Victory Lane that was his second Hampton Heat win. One with C, and one with me. So it's been a while since he's won a big late model race as a crew chief. So I'm glad I could get him back in Victory Lane. Start off the new decade right, and keep our win streak alive. As far as we won last year and we won in 2018. So we got a win in 2020 and. Hopefully we can build on that and chase after this championship this year.
Now, what was it like on that last restart, or that restart there where you kind of jumped to the inside and made the break? What was going through your head at that time? Because I mean, you were right on it. I mean, you were right there.
Well, it's funny. A lot of people probably wrote us off early on. I mean, we fell back to 19th at one point in the race. And I honestly was struggling and thinking, man, we got to get out of here with a top 10 or something. Like, I got to make something happen. And we were able to drive back into the top. I think we were 8th at the pit stop. And that's when I really knew on the restart, I'm like, okay, we drove back up and got track position. Now we got to make something happen. And cautions fell our way and everything. Just the good Lord blessed us with good restarts and got up to 3rd. So to answer your question, I'd been watching the 78 on the restarts, and he was kind of slowing down and speeding back up coming to the restart line. But, my honest opinion, I think the 78 and Connor probably knew I was there. I actually talked to Connor today. So that was good that we got to talk about it. But the 78, I feel like didn't even think I had a shot, and he was so worried about the 77 that he was up higher. But when we got to the flag stand, it looked to me like Connor was half a car ahead of him on the replay. And the 78, I think, intentions were to go in there. He thought he was racing Connor and to kind of, not wash him up, but to keep him up high and then dime in the corner to get the drive off to get away from him. When we got to the flag stand, I had time to restart perfect, and it was either run in the back of him or get inside. And, every photo I've gotten, by the time we got down to the patch in turn 1, we were dead even. And when we hit doors, we were dead even. I mean, the right side of my car has the mark, and his left front hit my sticker, the NASCAR sticker. So it wasn't like I hit him in the left rear or hit him in the back and sent him. And unfortunately, Connor was on the outside, and obviously when we hit doors, the 78 bounced into his left rear because Connor was ahead of him.
Right.
And that was the last thing I wanted to happen. I wanted to race him for the lead, but at the same time, I mean, he left the bottom wide open, and they can say I bonsai'd it or whatever, but at the end of the day, if I bonsai'd it, how was I even with him getting into 1, is my opinion on it. I was dead even, but my team deserved it, and that's why I did the move. They come out there, and most of y'all know I have the older team on pit road, and they volunteer their time. And the look on their face when I drove into Victory Lane is one of the 10,000 reasons of why I did the move, and I can never forget their smiles. I feel like anybody would have done that move. I've seen so many people do it, and people wreck, and they haven't gotten half of the negative comments that I have for it. But at the same time, I don't regret it. I mean, it won us the race, and Phil Warren said, that's what he wants out of his driver is to get up on it and make it happen. And people are going to love it and hate it, but yeah. I just want to thank the Butterbean fans. We're calling it Bean Nation. Just thank them for the support. I mean, it has been overwhelming the amount of messages and calls and texts I've gotten. It's unbelievable. I mean, last week at this time, it was a dream to win the Hampton Heat, and here it is sitting here, and we got it. But as far as the move, I mean, hey, 10 to go. I didn't do it on lap 1, and I did it with 7 to go, and it's not like I hit him in the left rear. I hit him square door to door, and hey, I guess the rest is history. People can have their opinion on it, but there's only 3 drivers that were in the cars down there in the incident, and like I said, Connor and I talked today and talked it out, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I would agree with you. And Phil does like that because I know that was like, Phil's a big CE Falk fan, and he was like, because CE will do whatever it takes. He doesn't care. Now, he doesn't like taking it when it's the other way around, but he doesn't mind giving it. And that is fun to watch. I mean, and we had said before you bring you on that I know a lot of people don't like the move. And like I said, if I was Corey, I wouldn't have liked the move. But if I was you,
absolutely, I would have been mad at me.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it happens to me, I'm going to be mad in the moment, but I'm also going to, know like, man, what's at stake. And I mean, as a leader, you're expecting it in these races. I mean, if I'm leading at Martinsville and somebody's on my bumper, I expect to get moved. And, at the same time, if Connor would have been door to door with Corey, if the restart would have been better, maybe they would have just hit doors. But Connor was half a car ahead, and that's what hit him in the left rear. So,
yeah, because then it would have been a pretty good shot between you and Connor going.
Yeah, and the other thing of it is like that didn't guarantee me to win at all. Like I had to do the same thing that Corey had to do the next restart, and I had to make sure I got away because Peyton was going to use me up. I know he was. No. And Brandon Pierce is Corey Haim's teammate. I mean, so I'm thinking in my head like it's not over.
Oh
and
yeah.
You got to look at it in those ways. If I was in Corey's position, and I'm not saying I don't want to say anything bad, but like if I would have lost it on the next restart, I'd have been like, man, what could I have done different? Like if I ended up losing it, like I cleaned the rear tires up. I just made sure I got a good launch. And at the end of the day, the Lord worked with us and it worked out.
Yeah. Robbie Parker says he would have done it on a regular race.
Hey, I'm getting older and
well, yeah, you're old. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm not the young gun out there anymore, but at the same time, the races are coming and going a lot quicker than they were when I was 15. And, you never know when your last win's going to be or your last shot, like you said, your last opportunity. So you have to take every opportunity like it's never going to happen again. And that's why I soaked into victory lap. I mean, you never know when your last one's going to be.
And, I'm not going to take all the responsibility of bringing this up because you should have brought it up yourself. But, since we put those stickers on at the first race here at Langley, you have a second and almost won that race.
Oh, Lord.
And then you go out and win the Hampton Heat. So you and Andre Greer, you need to make sure that we're part of that,
Yeah. Did anybody see Greer's face?
Yeah, I was with him.
I got that bear hug. I got the traditional bear hug from Greer.
He had like perma smile on.
Man, I bet he was. I mean, I know he was pumped. I saw him, but I mean, anybody knows Greer. I mean, how cool is this in the last 2 years since I've been driving for him to get the win last year and now to win the Hampton Heat? I mean, that's awesome for Greer. I'm so happy for him.
Your mom also wanted me to say that now that you've won the Hampton Heat, you can cut your own steak or get somebody to do it for you.
Yeah, okay. And I want to ask y'all, apparently the last time she was with y'all done gave her another idea about putting a leash on me or something.
That was Tuesday. That was the Thursday of the memorial service out here. She was looking for you, and I told her and she made a comment about needing a leash. I said, well, you need to put a leash on.
Man, that's messed up. And I guess my buddy Rogers there in the background. Congratulations to him. I was down there at Dixieland Friday night, and man, I was happy to see him win too.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Super stoked for you.
Thanks, buddy. And I'm sure I'll see you this Friday.
Absolutely, especially happy for Greer and you guys, and well deserved, man.
Thank you, buddy.
Chesapeake boys doing it up.
Right.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I'm in
sir.
that group, just so you know.
What group?
The Chesapeake group.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're calling the Chesapeake boys.
Yeah, well, they're not going to claim you there very much. So anyway, being as you're getting so old now, when are you thinking about retiring? I mean,
I'm thinking about retiring right now. I'm on top right now, right? That's the best time to go out. No, we're back to, well, we haven't been really back to work yet. Tomorrow the trophy will come off the car and we'll get back to work. And we'll, we can't live in the past. We got to move on to the next race. As far as the Hampton Heat, we will enjoy being the winner for a whole year of that race and be ready to defend it next year. But at the same time, we got twin 50s next week, and we're going to have to be strong. I mean, to beat Danny. Danny's on his game right now.
Man,
I feel like he's going to be our toughest shot at the title of keeping Phil Warren's 7 championship streak alive. Connor's going to be fast. We know that. And Greg, I mean, Greg's gonna figure it out, and he's going to be back good. So I think between, us 4 in the points deal, that's gonna be interesting to watch. But we definitely got to get back to work. We got to be a little bit better than we were at the Hampton Heat to beat Danny. But at the same time, I'm going to have a blast racing with him. I mean, opening night was a blast, and I can't wait. I can't wait to do it more. Hopefully, I'm on the other end, and Danny can be behind me. But at the same time, that's how it should be. And for people that are like, man, I lost respect from you for this week because I gained it and then I lost it. Danny and we're gonna race like that. I mean, this was a Hampton Heat. It's a little bit different circumstances, but now it's back to weekly stuff, and I hope we can put on one heck of a show for Bill Mullis's Langley Speedway, Larry King Law Langley Speedway, and put all the 1,000 fans we can in the stands.
all right, Brendan, we're going to let you go. I know you just got back from Charlotte, and you probably got a whole lot more money to spend this rest of the day and everything. So we're going to let you go. But I'm going to go
get my mom to cut my steak for dinner.
Yeah. Well, I think she's already said that ain't happening. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, look, one thing you got to look at, you're now the points leader for the Triple Crown.
That's right.
Yes, that's going to be very interesting going into whatever's next. I don't know if it's going to be a double crown now if South Boston don't get the run. But hey, no matter what, if we go to Martinsville, we just got to not let it get in our head. We got to stay humble, keep working because we got to be better at Martinsville. But definitely going to be nice going in there knowing we got a little bit of an advantage, and hopefully we can get out there with the clock, and winning takes care of the points. So that'd be the way I'd look at it.
That's right.
All right, dude. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you again. We'll see you in the next week after next.
Hey, thank y'all for having me, guys. I appreciate it.
Congratulations again. We'll talk to you later.
Thank you.
The Hampton Heat winner, Butterbean Queen. His mom said he ain't cutting no more steak for him.
I think if you win the Hampton Heat, you ought to be able to cut your own steak.
I think so too, but the leash thing is probably a pretty good idea.
I know that would be. We should get him to do a video. He could be running, and Mama could just snatch the leash. Watch him fall back.
I think she'd do it too. Let me tell you something. It might not have been a win that a lot of people were happy with. Some people weren't.
Mm-hmm.
I watched.
Yeah, but you know what? I think that's great for the sport, though, because how many people are talking about it?
I watched right out of this window right here. Brendan's mom sitting right down here, and this guy that was across from her talking trash to her. And I wasn't sure he was going to make it out of the stands. But he did, so we were good. All right, which one of you guys want to be next?
It don't matter.
The pointer is pointing.
Adam and a half.
Come on, Adam.
All right. We're in the middle.
Yeah.
Scott and I can't be side by side.
Somebody's got to be the second
I'm gonna
place.
have to spread out a little further when I get in there.
Second place guy.
All All right, what you got going? Second place guys, you're right. Glad you said that. You may be able to come back. You'll be in next year. All right, what do you got going on, man? You got all kinds of stuff. I mean, I've been seeing you motorcycles
Dirt
and
cars.
We're
Cleaning the garage out.
I'm trying. You want to buy some stuff? I need some race car part money. You know, hanging out with the kids. Kids are big into dirt bikes and four-wheelers and go-kart racing, and I'm running the late model. My modified's still sitting there in the corner. My kids are running hard. So that's where we're at right now. I'm actually still building my land speed car, and we'll be going out in October. That's almost together. We pulled a late weekend on that, 3 days straight on that. So we're almost together on that. But right now we're this weekend we're focusing on go-karts on Sunday. Caleb and my other crew guy is Jaden. He's running with Caleb. They're best friends. So they're going to be battling it out for first and second place this weekend on Sunday here at Langley. And then we will be back on wrenching on the car, and we'll be back out here hopefully Saturday, run the twins in the late model if everything goes right. So that's where we're at right now.
So how much is the car going to be different? Are you going to run, I guess, or Zach Blake putting those guys? Are you going to kind of run their setup?
Well,
do you have your car back yet?
No, Zach still got
That's a better question.
No, Zach still got my car. He ran his setup and his motor and stuff. So when I get it back, it's going to be back to what we had it at. And, you know, we can make adjustments or whatever we feel that we need to do. Hopefully the few things that they found that were wrong, we're going to try it. And hopefully I can put a respectable pass down and give the guys at Langley a little more respect on my times. I kept up with the field, but that second race, I was struggling hard. Car was pushing bad, and
it was pushing.
Yeah, it was pushing. I didn't
because when I asked you earlier today, I was like, "Is it loose or is it tight?" I don't know.
I was lost at the first. I mean, it's a totally different driving experience from where I came from. And
so, what is the big difference? I mean, like most, you know, a lot of people usually come from dirt and go asphalt, or vice versa. But dirt, you know, I guess you learn a lot of more car control. But
yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge?
Man, I think the biggest thing for me is entry. Getting in it and getting off the throttle all the way. That's hard for me because I'm used to being in the throttle on dirt. I'm used to hitting the brake and being on the throttle a little bit. And then getting back through the turn, I'm used to stabbing the gas pedal, and you can't really do that on a late model because I burned up tires in the first race.
Or you'll be down there in the hole.
Yeah.
It will come around.
Second race, man, the tires were gone. We made a bad decision. I swapped the tires from side to side, thinking putting
from left to right.
Yeah, thinking putting the left tires on the right would have been good since they had more tread. It was bad. Stagger was off, and the stagger was off. We didn't get what we wanted. We got half what we wanted, and I found out that all four tires mean just about as much. So, you know, that's a learning experience. To keep up the whole entire race for the first race and not wreck out and not take anybody out or not get taken out, I was happy for that. The second race, you know, I just gave everybody respect, and I knew I won't fast. Second race, we were just worn out. Me, I was worn out from wheeling it, but the car just wasn't there, and I was like, we're just going to ride around and hope to keep up with the field. And I was like, we're just going to do it. If somebody comes up on us, we're just going to give them the whole track. We're going to go in the apron, let them go around, let them race. We'll get back in the next open spot, and that's what we did. My spotter was Josh, and he kept me out of trouble. I only touched one person the whole night, so. And I apologized to Chris Johnson about that, but you know, he was cool. He's like, you know, he kind of cut me down a little bit, but I also didn't know he was gonna come around me as fast as he did. And you know, we were going in the turn together, but we didn't do much damage. Neither one of us got destroyed, so you know, try to give everybody a decent amount of respect. And I wouldn't want to race nobody dirty, and I don't want to get raced dirty. So
unless it's for the win.
I still get some respect. I don't like tearing my stuff up. But I will say, you know, I like it. I just hope I can keep up with everybody every week and this week that's coming up is going to be a good show. So
Yeah, well, you got to start somewhere. But I got to go back to Robbie Parker's comment here because Robbie's my buddy. He says second place guy and lap down guy. I wonder who he's talking about. I know I finished.
I was
second.
a lap down on my second
No,
race.
He's talking about Jack.
No, he wasn't. that was too nice for him to say that.
So Robbie first went to South.
Well, I was told a
Southampton.
little birdie, Ronnie Parker, told me to bring up something about an asphalt from a dirt to an asphalt switch for someone,
Yeah.
and how that experience went their first time.
Robbie
I'm
lapped
okay.
Southampton Speedway.
I'm going to tell you
Not
this.
mentioning names, Robbie Parker. And
I'm going to tell you just like this what the experience was like. I went from the dirt to the asphalt at Southampton
Jack
Speedway.
knows how you feel, but probably worse.
Yeah, probably. Well, that time I was a lot worse. I could run and be competitive at Southampton, and I had seconds and thirds and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
I was good there. I mean, it was fun, and I didn't win, but I had a blast. I mean, it was good. When they turned that place into asphalt, they brought them damn Langley drivers up here.
Yes, they did.
And they dusted us. I mean, it was not even. We were not even in the same ballpark.
Robbie said he
All
lapped him
all
twice in
dirt.
one lap.
That did not happen.
Robbie, ouch!
That's a lie.
Oh.
That's a
Oh.
Robbie Parker. He needs to go to church this weekend for all the damn lie.
He needs to repent.
I mean, keeping the ass underneath the car, that was my biggest struggle. Punching that throttle and just letting it step out, and I'm like,
So on the late model stock car, trying to just be smooth, you got to be a
Being
lot more
smooth is hard.
lot smoother with. Because I had a little talk with Mark Wirtz and Mr. Mullis, they're out there, and Mark Wirtz come to me. I was like, why are you asking me? So I should be asking you. So
yeah, Mark helped us out a couple times. He was a good teacher, and Brad and Josh, they both helped me out a lot on the asphalt last race, and Queen talked to me a little bit in the pits and helped me out, and it's a good amount of respect in the pits. I mean, everybody came to me and gave me some pointers, but now I just got to put it to the track. I think it's gonna be my
Yeah, well, I guess is dirt. Do you have to be as precise on your line in dirt?
I don't think so. But
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
dirt you get more forgiveness.
Yeah, you get more forgiveness and dirt.
And Mark Wirtz was saying to me the other day, I feel like he was, and I don't want to misquote him, but I feel like he was telling me it was the other way around. I said, you got to be way more precise with a late model stock car. It's like, you got to be on
It's
point
more-
with that dirt.
Well, I think because
Late model,
it's newer
so
to him, probably.
maybe,
Yeah.
and I was like, really?
The asphalt late models or asphalt cars, you're more driving the point. You're driving to a point. You got to stay within your marks. Make sure you stay within that. And with dirt, you can kind of slide around that a little bit. You're not exactly having to hit the same marker every time.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
consistency
Yeah.
in
And
the
put-
asphalt side.
And I had to struggle putting too much wheel in that car.
Yeah, you
That's what
can't.
got me. Going in, I was putting too much wheel in. Coming out, it screwed me going on the straightaway. So,
You snapping it loose.
hmm
So yeah, push loose.
but Mark can drive anything, so I wouldn't put him
that's
past him
fine,
on.
yeah.
Well, he's won
Between-
every damn
yeah.
thing. So I mean,
Yeah,
Mark can
Yeah.
drive anything, so got a lot of laps.
yeah,
So
I'm sure it's a learning experience. What was he? Problem is, I got with Brandon's move was if the guy that didn't run Langley regularly was what is it? Hypocrisy? Would have had a total different opinion about it. You got to call it like it is, no matter who I piss off. Dave Adams, that's my buddy, Dave. Hey, yeah, but I like people that like it. I don't want everybody to like everything.
Right.
I mean, we got to have people that like it, and I got to have people that don't like it, because that's what puts people in the stands. You know, I mean, that's exactly the point that I made a post on Friday night saying that we was coming for Jared Clark, because people were like, "Hey, Scott said he's coming for him."
I've seen people on dirt lift people before the straightaway, so when you get on the throttle, you ain't got no wheels on the ground. I mean, I've seen worse, so it happens both ways.
I've seen that happen a few times.
Especially out there in Southampton in the dirt.
Rodney Brickhouse and Bobby Webb played that a lot.
Oh, they did. Bobby Webb. Yes, sir.
Money makes you do weird things. So,
Just a trophy. I mean, we would wreck each other, about kill each other in those champ carts with the wings on it for a $5 trophy. We didn't get paid anything.
You were talking about the differences between the dirt and asphalt. How about the time that Bobby Webb took Vic Story's limited sportsman car and finished second behind Rodney Brickhouse in a super late model.
Super late model. Bobby's a wheel man. Bobby's a boy. I know Bobby. Yeah.
I was there that night, and we were sitting there. We never thought that car would go that fast because we had Victor Story driving it. It didn't go that fast when Victor was driving it, and Bobby got in it. I mean,
I've heard a lot of stories. You know, they had to escort Bobby down 95 and get him out of county line and them tracks because they thought they was going to wring his neck. So
now you know good and well they don't fight at these racetracks. Did you have any problems with that up there at BMS when you were racing up there?
BMS is a different kind of. That's a different kind of right.
Now I know.
I don't think it's as bad as it used to be, though.
everybody's got a hot moment. So.
You go county line and Wayne County and down there in the country, the backwoods. Yeah.
I went
Franklin County.
I went and visited County Line last fall, I guess it was. I went out there. It's just like it's something in somebody's backyard. I mean,
It is.
I mean, you know, it's just, I'm going around looking at, and the guys out there cutting grass, pushing more right behind behind his house. And I'm thinking, man, this is right. I go over and look at that track, and there ain't nothing to that track, Harlan. I mean, it's a small track.
We had a big pile up this weekend.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they tore up a lot of cars.
Yeah, a big pile up in the late model period.
So whatever drawed you to go late model racing? You've been running dirt forever, right?
No, I ran dirt
Okay.
3 years.
So it sounds like you're like me. You got a little ADD.
No, I mean,
you're like spring.
You know, I wanted to run dirt. I did mud bogging for a little bit, and then I got out of that. It wasn't my thing really. I mean, it was cool, but then it was like, eh. So I was like, I want to go run roundy round. You get more for your money. You're making more laps, and I was like, I'm gonna go run roundy rounds. So I sold all my stuff, went and bought a roundy round car. And we ran, and I was like, this just isn't for me. I can't get it down all the way. I'm either in the track or out of the track. I don't know. I just felt like dirt just wasn't for me. I didn't have it. I guess the biggest thing was I got upset about, you know, we don't have much practice on dirt like we have on asphalt. When you want to go rent a dirt track, it takes a lot of time to prep one, and then you got to rent the track out. You get 3-4 hours. Well, your track condition changes when you're renting the track during the day, so it's mostly a slick track. And we had to travel, and with my kids racing go-karts and wanting to do dirt bike and stuff, traveling was kind of out the door. Mm-hmm. So I was like, you know, Bill's got a really nice track. I like Bill. I've known him for a while. I was like, now's the time to do it. Dirt track doesn't look like it's going to open up this year. And, you know, we sat down and we're like, if we can find a late model.
When you say we sat down, was that like you and your wife, or was that?
Nah, actually, I didn't even tell the wife I got a car until I came home with it. I call him my dad. His name's Jimmy. His name's Jimmy. I grew up across the street from him as a kid, and he's always treated me like a son, so I call him my dad. And me and him have been into racing. We've been doing a lot of racing over the years, between roundy round. He did motorcycle racing. If it had a motor and wheels, we pretty much had it. And we kind of like looked at each other and you know, Andrew Roten raced out here, and we were all close family, and Donnie Haynes and all them. And, you know, we were like, we want to go asphalt racing. If we can find a deal on one, we're going to buy one. If we don't like it, we'll go back to dirt. So this year, dirt kind of got put on standpoint, and it was like, there ain't no racing going on. Well, that was my time to get some seat time. So I was like, let's do it. So we bought a late model, found a nice car, got it. We went out here and turned some laps. And I was like, dang, I actually drive asphalt a lot better than I drive dirt. So all of a sudden, all my dirt stuff went for sale. And so far, I'm having a lot of fun. I just got to figure out how to find about a half a second faster each lap. But once I figure that out, I'll be all right. And it's a good group of guys out here. So that's where we're at, just trying to figure out how to get our sponsorship game a little better and get ourselves a little bit better on our team stuff, and hopefully by the end of the year, we'll have enough seat time to actually be respected out here and put ourselves where we need to be. So I'm thinking by the end of the year, we should be halfway decent.
Any bites on your dirt stuff yet? But you might want to.
I haven't sold the car, but I sold all my spare stuff. I got a turnkey car right now for sale. If anybody wants one, it's a badass car. Make somebody a hell of a deal, just get it out of my garage. If it don't sell soon, it's probably going to get parted out. So I hate to do it. It's a nice car. It won a lot of races when Chris drove it.
You have a really nice car.
David Ruderman built it. So it's a nice car. Me and Dad are throwing some ideas together today that if it don't sell soon, I'm probably going to keep the motor out of it. And we got some plans for it. So it's got a real stout motor in it. It's a nice 421. So we're thinking about maybe putting that in the sprint car and seeing if that won't turn a little faster lap than the motor that's in it now. So it's about double the power. So
You must have come in after Vaughn left because he says, "Wait, who let y'all in?" He thought they changed the locks.
They didn't, because I took my key and went right through the door.
So, but yeah, that's where we're at this year. Anybody wants to sponsor a beginner, we need some help. But other than that,
No matter how big or small, right?
yeah, it don't matter. You can help.
I forgot who it was that was it Donnie Allison when he had a team. They gave him $100. So then it was a black car. He took a black magic marker, wrote the sponsor on the back. He's like, that's all you paid for.
Yeah. Tires are what's killing us. I was actually surprised at how little fuel we burn compared to dirt. But the tire game, I found out, is a whole
lot different.
Yeah. Going in there and getting tires out of the impound and doing all your tire stuff only at the shack. And I'm like, that's kind of odd. We buy 2-3 dozen on dirt and throw them in the garage and get whatever numbers you want, take them to the track. Over here, it's like you can get what you pay for and you make it work. So that was a totally different game right there. And trying to get everything to the numbers you want for the car, I struggled on that. I struggled big time.
You did better than Rick Godovic did.
I don't know about that. I think he finished in front of me.
Well, I'm talking about his first time when he first come out here was racing. He called Frank Denny. And Frank come down and come over and it's like, send me what's in the car. So he sent him all this stuff. He's like, so he showed up and he's like, what stagger are you running? He's like, what stagger? What do you mean stagger? He's like, well, how are you buying your tires? He said, what do you mean? I go over, I buy 4 tires, I put 35 pounds in them, I'll put them on the car.
Yeah, I think me and Rick raced next to each other. We did some clean racing. So,
Yeah.
I used to not know stagger from.
He also told him in a practice session, pull down the back straightaway, just pull over.
South Boston.
Yeah, pull
On
over
the back
on back straightaway, just pull over and stop. So he pulled over on the back straightaway.
Cars going by.
He pulled over and stopped. And Frank Denny says, "Why are you running so damn slow?"
Told him this on the headset.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Oh.
Frank had us rolling.
Oh.
All right, we got Nolan in there.
Yeah, somebody's in there. Nolan, you got us? All right. Ready?
All right, Nolan Pope is going to be joining us now.
What's up, Nolan?
Oh, not much. How are you guys?
Okay. Good, man.
Hey, man, how you doing? How's everything going your way?
Oh, it's been good. Just had a weekend off of racing, back home working, but gonna be back down there this Thursday to get back to racing again. Now,
you took the weekend off and you let Josh Berry get back in victory lane. Now you've been knocking him off pretty good.
Yeah, it's been a real good past few months. It was hard. It was definitely really, really hard being home because I've raced every weekend for a while now, but I watched it on the internet and kind of made it even worse. But we'll get back to it this weekend.
Were you sitting there the whole time? Was like, I could wax his ass tonight.
That's hard to do with him, but
yeah, I know.
It was definitely hard watching it not being there.
Now you won like 3 out of 4 there at one point. So what have you done differently to get back and run up front with these guys?
Just everybody at Lee Folk Racing, we kind of struggled at the beginning of the year, just trying to find more speed and stuff, and just kind of feel like we went the wrong way, so we went a different direction. And ever since that, like the past 2 months have been really, really good. I don't think we finished outside the top 5 in, I don't even know, a month or so. So everything's going really good. Just everybody over there at the shop just keeps finding more speed, and got to keep it up because the next few months are going to be really busy and some big races. So we'll see how we can do.
I like to see. Yeah, I got the same problem. I ain't finished out the top 5 either.
No, don't listen to that because he didn't even have 5 cars in the field. So. He did finish in the top. He did finish in the top 2 the last 2 weeks.
I did like Vaugh's comment when he said Scott finished 2nd out of 4. He's like mid-pack.
You don't have to tell anybody how many cars there are.
Now, what are you going to be running the rest of the Cars Tour in the next few weeks?
Yeah, we're doing the full Cars Tour schedule.
Okay, so you'll be coming out here to Langley.
Yeah, yeah. What is that like?
A couple of weeks.
That's in August.
Yeah,
It's in August.
not too long, but yeah, we'll be there.
All right. Well, we can't wait to see you down there now. Now, Mike Falk, has he really got your car? I mean, sometimes I'm wondering if he works real hard.
Yeah, no, they do. Him and my crew chief Shady, Lee, everybody works real hard. It's been great working with all them guys over there. So just gotta keep it up.
Yeah, they look like they was working hard this weekend. I seen them out on the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah, out on the lake.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you win 3 out of 4, you can take a week off and go ride a boat. That'd be cool.
Yeah, he deserves it.
All right, now look, tell us a little bit about what you got scheduled other than the Cars Tour the rest of the year. Are you going to be running some other places?
Yeah, we got Hickory this weekend again, like the Twin 40s, and Hickory the next weekend, the Cars Tour. Then I think we go to Dominion for the Cars Tour. I'm racing every weekend, I think, till like the first weekend of October. So, I mean, we got a ton of races scheduled. So, just kind of all over Myrtle Beach, the Cars Tour, Hickory, and maybe Tri-County. I'm not sure yet, but we're pretty much everywhere.
Man.
What about the big races at the end of the year? Are you going to try to make some of those too?
Yeah, we got I'm not sure the Fall Classic or whatever it is on the schedule. Then maybe the Thanksgiving Classic. Then we're gonna do like the Fall Brawl at Hickory, stuff like that.
Yeah, that Fall Brawl at Hickory brings out some big names down there for them. That's a big race.
Yeah, I felt like we had a shot at it last year, but just kind of got into lap traffic at the end and kind of ruined our chances. Yeah, it's a big race, fun to be at.
Now I'm gonna let you know something. I'm gonna nominate you. Last week we gave the driver of the week to Sean Beluzzo because of losing Sean, but we're gonna put you in the running for the end of the month for the driver of the month. So because of all the wins you got last couple weeks. So good luck to you. Hope we get you a driver of the month.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Thank you guys.
All right. Well, we appreciate you being with us, man. We wanted to get in touch with you, see what are you up with, and all you up to, and man, Jesus, all them wins you've been getting. I mean, that's wish you to come up here and run the Hampton Meet with us.
Yeah, I watched that one on Facebook also. That looked pretty cool. I've never been there, but my first time will be for the Cars Tour, so we'll see how it goes.
So, are you going to try to run the Martinsville race in the late models?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that one, but yeah, we'll be there. That's on the schedule also.
Don't worry, your PR's got it.
Yeah, Tanya hit it up. Said you make sure you mention Martinsville.
That'll be in class tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be there. I'm looking forward to that one too.
Have you been to Martinsville before?
No, I've never been.
Yeah, I mean that will be an experience.
Yeah, you're in for an experience. You're right.
I mean,
All right, man. We'll appreciate you being with us, and good luck to you this weekend. And maybe I'll see you up at Dominion for the Cars race.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, man. We'll talk to you later.
All right, good luck, man.
See you.
Yeah, I can't imagine going to Martinsville for the first time
Mhm.
to run the late model race, man. That's gotta be the worst.
Yeah.
Big boys.
I mean, it would be cool to do, but man, you better have a disposable car.
All right, y'all want to switch up so we can get Roger again?
Yeah.
Let everybody know.
Y'all want
what-
to switch up? Yeah, like tag team or something.
Make sure everybody sees what Roger.
Sometimes you gotta watch how Jack says
Squeeze
things.
in here.
He tried to tell everybody at the damn Charlotte one time that we were together. I said, but not like that.
Well, you got to watch out for those sticker.
The sticker horse.
I didn't want to say that. I didn't know we could say that. Politically correct or whatever.
Are you playing that game too? You playing that game?
I'm just happy to be
I
in
know.
the game.
He's
I'm
straddling the
just happy
fence, Jack.
Hey, I may come down next week, and I mean, this coming Friday night down at Dixieland. You might not want me to,
No, I will
because I'm gonna be sitting up there with Brian White, and I'm gonna say, "Up, here comes Roger," and I'm gonna call you some other guy.
Look, as long as you call me and you're there, then I'm happy with that. I'm good.
Now-
Good.
Tell us how you. Tell us all about
What's up,
your racing.
everybody?
Superstar.
Yeah, man. This guy's the man.
It's Greer and my boy Greer and
Oh, Greer's
Robin
here.
Parker in there.
Yeah,
What's up?
okay.
Holla, congratulations, Greer. Much love to you, baby. Top of the world, man. We on TV. We on Spotlight. Look, is it wrong when I was coming up the elevator and all I could hear was the Jeffersons? I'm moving on up. I'm moving on up. I was like, Wheezy.
Where's she
Well,
at?
You were coming up with him, weren't you?
I was coming up with him, but
But now you're gonna be calling him Weezy. That ain't. He might not like that.
I
too
thought
much.
I smelled burnt beans, baked beans, or whatever it is like that. So anyway, you just don't know what it means for me to be here personally. This is huge. This is like top of the world, man. Like I said,
Honestly, I mean, we've been kind of looking forward to it. And a lot of other people, I mean, you're pretty popular. I mean, I don't know if you really know that, but people think a lot of you. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Yeah, I got some people that didn't like the fact that you wasn't here the week we naturally were coming, and then they found out, well, where did he go?
What? Really?
And we had to tell them, we still had problems there. We had to work out.
Yes. It's been a thing, but I still my prayers and everybody still for the Lizzo family and everybody,
Yeah.
and all that stuff. But
So let's back up. How did you
get involved in this crazy
get involved
thing we
in
call
racing? I mean, some of us, I mean, the guy I work for had a late model, and that's how I got involved. How did you?
Nobody. Ever since I was a kid, I wanted to drive a race car, and I thought about this over the last several months, actually. And what's funny is I was going to send you because I've never had the privilege. I've never met you guys. And I was going to say, y'all don't know me, but I'm going to be on your show. And I was going to send Buck. I was. That's the truth. And I know that little voice in your head that stops you. Oh, you're stupid. You're being silly. And that's another reason. Just help people go for their dreams and stuff. That's another passion. And I was going to send Buck Roos one because he doesn't know me. It's like, you don't know me, but you're going to interview me in Victory Lane at Langley Speedway at some point in time. But anyway, I've thought about that question here over the last several months. And, like I told you the other night, I grew up, albeit on the other side of the railroad tracks from where Ricky Rudd grew up in the neighborhood. So you always heard his name. Mm. And then I got to thinking, I played baseball with Jeremy Brickhouse. Okay. And y'all know Jeremy, he was a longtime spotter for Kurt Busch and such. Well, his dad, Bill, was the coach. And so my dad would come out here every once in a while. My family didn't really like racing. I had a neighbor across the street, older gentleman, and he would take me as a kid and bring me out here. And because when I came here the other night, I had that smell, that nostalgic smell. There's something about rubber and fuel when you pull up here that you don't get anywhere else. And it brought me back to being like a kid again, to be honest. And we used to get cigarettes, not to smoke. It's a different time. But, the first off, you got to talk to the Winston girls that were always out here.
You got your
and then they would give you packs. So I would get packs and packs of cigarettes because my buddy's dad and his uncle, they smoked Winston cigarettes. And be like, oh, here you go. I got these cigarettes. But anyway, different time. And just always wanted to race. And so Bill Brickhouse, which I think, if I'm not mistaken, his dad won the first Talladega race when they had the big to do, when the other drivers So I've studied the sport. I've always been the history of the sport. I've always been enamored by the sport. I just always wanted to drive. And, there was a guy, my dad worked at the Ford plant. And later on, I ended up working. There was a guy they called Thumbs, Frank Miller. He had 2 thumbs on one thumb. And if you worked at the Ford plant, you had a nickname. And so we would stop by there on the way to church on Wednesday nights, and he would have a 69 Chevelle, and he would fire it up. And I'm just a kid, and I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And he could take off in high gear. I'm like, as a kid, I knew that you could not take off in high gear with a manual transmission, and because he had so much gear, and I was like, you can spin the wheels in high gear. Oh my gosh! So anyway, so that, and then on Sunday mornings we'd go to church in the Great Bridge, and so you would see the Wargo guy would have his truck and trailer parked there, and I'm a kid. He would be parked there, and then across the street there was a guy that had a little Volkswagen Rabbit that used to kick butt out here. Was blue.
Oh yeah.
A little Volkswagen.
Yeah, he
Rabbit.
had a car lot on Military Highway. Actually, Bill Tippett sold him the car lot. I can't think of it. Kevin.
Something.
I know he's talking about.
And so
he was the man for a little while.
And so I would see that, and as a kid, and then I was a Hardee's man. If you got to go to Hardee's on Sunday morning and get a sausage biscuit, and you would get they would always have a Kel Yarbrough hat or some kind of trinket or a little car, and so I was kind of a Kel Yarbrough friend. My parents drank Folgers, so I was kind of like Tim Richmond, So anyway, just that, and I went to a little tiny school called Atlantic Shores, and there was a girl that drove out here, Tanya Miller, that she went to another school called Portsmouth Christian, and I just knew I would ride my bicycle in the neighborhood, and there would be people that had cars, and I'm just a kid, and I would go up there. So what are y'all building? You're building a car? Ooh, what do you got? A little Monte Carlo? Oh, that's a big Monte Carlo. What? And I'm sure they were like this kid. Later on, they told me, who's this little black kid coming up here or whatever. And and then later on, they've helped me build a car, and then I was out running them. Like the first race, how did you outrun us? And we've been doing this. And that was out here at Langley, the first enduro. So I used to get the rules. I would write all the tracks as a kid and get all the rules for all the racetracks. And I would just read them. And I used to, some people sleep with their football, and some people say I would sleep with the rules. It's silly stuff, but I've never actually told people that stuff. See what up? Like I say, I didn't know what stagger. I didn't know anything. When we started, you could not start from more of the bottom of the barrel than where we started, because I didn't know anybody in racing. I didn't know.
Hey, if you could survive an enduro race back then, you did something.
Yes, I think I finished 1.
Oh, really?
And the first race was at Southampton. The last year it was dirt. Like I say, going up that back. I've talked to other folks. I mean, it was like a roller coaster. It's the click, 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 and you're sitting there, and you're stopped, and you're leaning back, and you're like, oh my God, I'm getting ready to do this. And I'm 17, 16. I found a $50 rusted out Monte Carlo and got a motor from the junkyard, and didn't really know how to put it all together, but met some folks, Ronnie Carter, and he helped, and some different guys. We were just kids in the neighborhood, and I just wanted to race, get some police car, $20. It's funny they still call it the $20 tire store, but the tires aren't $20 anymore.
No.
So anyway, it's just always been a dream and a passion of mine ever since I can remember. And I tried to work for it, and I never could get the sponsors or a break or a ride or something. And I tried to win, and we did win. Very blessed to win, quite a few races. I just never could, for whatever reason. So, but here we are now on the Jack Dodson. So
you made it, right?
I feel like I made it. Like I'm telling you, when I saw that I won Driver of the Week for you guys, man, I was over the moon. Like I'm telling you, I couldn't sleep.
What was it like? Because I guess Jack messaged you and I messaged you, and we didn't know each other was messaging you. And if you were going to message us and tell us that you wanted to be on our show, then we messaged you.
And I was going to do this back several months ago.
Okay.
I was going to message you guys. Hey, you don't know me, but I will be on your show. The power of positive word. Right. I've been like, who are you? So, but anyway, that's a little bit of, I think, what I've been thinking about how, because I have tried to understand why did I want to do this or why.
Mm-hmm. So what did your parents think?
They don't not like it. It's not good. I mean, I'll be honest with you. Right now, they don't even know I'm racing. So they're not on the internet, so they won't see this.
That's a good thing.
No,
Because
but
Roger Bell is everywhere.
But no, I mean, if I had to do it myself, I've had some folks step up, and we still need a lot more help in order to finish the season out. I don't know, but when that car showed up, I said, because I'd given up on it. I was done. You know, I always torture
myself. But you got to tell
myself.
everybody how you got this car you got. Because not everybody knows that you bought a $50 ticket.
$50 ticket, and I didn't even buy it. I didn't have $50 to get it. So my buddy, Mike Combs, affordable mower doctor, he said, "Hey, you need to pick this number," and it was number 18. And my buddy, they call him Crash, David Jordan. He was number 18. He earned his name. He got it the right way, but he was an enduro guy, a different guy. I love him, so I called somebody else up, and I was like, I need to borrow $50. You can PayPal, whatever. Allison Sanders, she went on there and did it, and I was asleep. I was taking a nap. I didn't know that they were doing the drawing, and my phone is just going crazy. And I'm like, man, what in the world? And they're like, Joe Weiss, he was one of the first. Man, you won the car. You won the car. Larry Jackson, some of the other guys. I'm like, yeah, right, man. Why are you playing? Don't play with my emotions. They know not to play with my. I've had a lot of people play with my emotions about we're gonna get you right, get you all this, and I get excited and nothing happens, and I just can't really. That's a roller coaster ride I don't want to be on. But it's like, don't play with my emotions. And they weren't playing with my emotions. And then the guy who had the car called it, which he asked for his $50 back, and he wanted the car back last weekend. He really did. He came up to Josh Lesson, if you're watching, man, he sure did. He's like, let me give you $50 back, and we can take the car back.
Too late.
So, but yeah, it was one of the, I don't really see it much. I heard it cracked down on it, but the guy put it up for a lottery or raffle, and we won. And then we got it. Dennis Nash, he went and helped me pick it up. We keep it up there at Affordable Transmissions over there in Indian River, and LJ Wood, thank you for that. And then we started tearing it apart because it had a drop deck. Y'all know anything about a dirt car, they drop the decks down. And I've been blessed to win at Dixieland and, all those other tracks, Wayne County, out that way, and all those North Carolina deep country style tracks, and we started, you can't run Saluda VMS with a drop deck. So we stripped the car apart and, cut everything. And then we got the deck finished. I was trying to climb in and I couldn't fit in it. So I was done. I was like, I was just going to sell it, whatever. And then I came back and Dennis Nash had already cut the door bars out, and he modified it because the deck lifted up so high and the roof so low. But I was going to squeeze in it somehow or another, but I was just done, and they fixed it and modified it up to where we can get in there. They had to cut a seat. I had an old seat that was small. They had to cut it. Dane Wood, 660 Race Fabrications, cut the seat, split the seat, welded it all back together so we could have a seat, because I had gotten rid of what little bit of stuff I had, like I said, I had given up on racing, and then this shows up. I'm like, all right, Lord, what you trying to do? So I said, if it's meant to be, stuff will show up. Well, this part showed up and this part showed up. Tommy Morris, I was kidding with him about this the other day, which y'all Jimmy one, he does owns the cars or builds the motors or whatever. His daughters went to the same school. So I would position myself by him in the basketball game in the bleachers. I'm in 10th, 11th grade. And when I finally got the nerve up to say, you don't know me, but would you build me a motor for a race car? I'm in 10th grade now, 10th, 11th grade. I'm like, would you build me a motor? Because they were out here running Grand Stock at the time. I'm pretty sure they had like a Deeth chassis.
Who was that?
That was Jimmy Humlett.
Okay.
And Tommy Morris, I think, Great Ridge Muffler and Brake has always, I think, owned the cars or however they work it out.
Oh yeah.
So anyway, so he helped me this year tremendously, and then we messed up a motor. So right now I have a barred motor, broke the rear end the other week, messed the transmission up, I have a barred motor, a barred transmission, clutch, bell housing, had to get a drive shaft and a borrowed center section rear end, and Devin Weatherly helped us with that when we blew that at the track the other night. Blew it apart. Never seen one explode like that. And he went somewhere in Carolina and got one and come back, and Ronnie and the crew, they just worked their tails off and got us out there and started dead last and came back to fourth. And everybody, it was so good. I at least wanted third. So I want to win. But it's, I kind of burnt the right rear tire up a little bit. So I could imagine out here trying to manage tires, Adam, that would probably be.
Well, especially in late models, depending on how many laps you're running.
So yeah, we ran dirt, and I wanted to run over here because y'all are talking about PR. I feel like I wanted to get PR people, and I wanted to do stuff, and I feel like I still want to. So MPM, if you want somebody, I can tell you, nobody's gonna be better on the microphone than I am. I can guarantee that. So I know I can represent a company well. I just and a ride, that's the only way I'll ever be able to do it. I'll have to get a rider. I was thinking about like One Life or Planet Fitness, and do the 96-pound challenge weight loss program. And, maybe we could pull them on. They need a spokesperson. And, maybe NASCAR needs a story. Older guy comes out of retirement and wins races. And anyway, that's just me dreaming. I'm still the kid that's dreaming. So
don't ever stop dreaming. But you have a great personality. I mean, I think you have the personality that people want to be around and hang out with. So, I mean, I think it fits.
Hey, man. No, come over here and spend money.
You might be able to get you a Pro 6.
A Pro 6?
Yeah, you finish top 5 every week and probably get a couple wins.
Yeah, probably get a couple wins. I was looking. I want to drive it all. That's my problem. I see it. I want to get in it. And I saw it, and I was like, that's a tiny little thing. But I would figure out a way to slide my mind.
Try that challenge first.
Right. I might have to do that. But, hey, we can open the window up and get a seat. Well, I'll squeeze in there somehow or another.
I know. Have you seen Florian's two boys? They're pretty good sized boys. They both drove that car.
Seen them, and they drove. Yes, yeah.
That's their old car. So
I love seeing people out like Phil Warren. He doesn't know me from Adam. I was at a car auction one time. I came up to him and started spitting. People look at you funny because you're a race car. You race at a racetrack. And I started spitting. You're a 7-time champion. You're Phil Warren. We used to stop at the Western Steer or whatever. You were sponsored by it one time, and we were on the way to the racetrack, and your truck and trailer with me there. Oh yeah, I still have the Langley Speedway where legends are born poster on the back of my door at my parents' house. So I mean, I don't know what it is about this crazy sport that makes people
get it in your blood. It gets in your blood, and you can't get it out.
Yes, sir. And I guess I'm a fan as well. So I torture myself. I'd go to the track and support people and watch because I love to watch it too. But I'm not gonna lie, it's hard to, especially you see people getting rides and getting money and getting sponsors, and like what the gentleman was just saying here. It's hard to sit at home or sit there and watch that when you feel like you could do. You can say you can do better, but you can do better. You think you could, and that's not. I'm not one to. I never toot my own horn. I don't do that. It's not me. But I've had other people that I think have been. This year's different. I don't know. I feel like I changed my mindset, and it's just one of the things. If I can come on here and if I can get out there and do something and be an inspiration and help people go for their dreams and help people believe in themselves more than what they do. If I could somehow manage to work all that out and race a little bit.
Well, you got 2 wins. You got a guy sitting there beside you that needs some inspiration.
You're my soul and my life's inspiration.
Can you come over and just rub on my car there?
I love the Stars and Stripes. If you look, I posted one of my Stars and Stripes car on my Facebook. I had a late model that it was kind of like the little my interpretation of Dale Earnhardt's when he does Stars and Stripes for the R-Star. Correct. A little different, but And the first car we did was like a Stars and Stripes
Hmm.
Bumblebee. It had so many zip screws in it, they told me not to bring it back because people were getting flat tires. And then, like I said, we tried to come over here, and hindsight 2020, I should have dropped down and ran Super Street, but Grand Stock's got that darn right side weight rule. What?
Yeah.
That
Come
did
on,
not
big boy.
benefit me. And I had a bone stock car trying to run. That's when they had 25 cars in Grand Stock. You had Ricky Derrick, Paul Lugno, Brandon Henson. Everybody's name just went. The best that you had was
John Baker.
you had Baker. You had the 95. What's the guy that's won everything out here? They own a car lot out here in Hampton or Newport News.
You mean top used cars back in the day?
No, well, they still own it. They own an automotive repair business. He's won everything out here.
I'm
Gosh.
drawing a blank. Dale Blankens or Blank?
No, but I know that name. Oh, Lord have mercy.
He's driving me crazy.
He ran with Ricky Derrick and all them. They own an automotive repair business. I think it's not in Yorktown, but it's in Newport News or something like that. He ran out here for years and years and years and years. Anyway,
Mike Buffkins.
not Buffkin. I know
That's
that
what I was
name.
thinking about.
You know,
'Cause he's got an automotive shop. And he run late models for a long time.
it'll come to me. But anyway, to be there and to run with
Jamie
those guys.
Good?
Jamie Good. That's it.
Robbie-
That's it. Robbie Parker's on it. Jamie Good. That's right. So those guys know.
9920 Jefferson Avenue.
So those guys can drive around here. Like I said, I've never had a car handled good enough. I see these guys with one hand
I know,
and the
right?
hand up here on the roll bar like this. I'm like, how can they possibly?
Well, you did it like this the other night.
I did, but I know it kind of was on the straightaway, and that was pointing to the good Lord, and that was pointing to all the people who, when you get ready to quit, who have come to me and say, I don't know what it is, you know. And so many people have come to me like, I wish you could get a sponsor, or I wish you could get a ride. And you get ready to quit, and then randomly some person would come up to you like that, and you're like, let me go in the garage and do
Let me work all night.
Work all night, fall asleep. You know, I used to work at the Ford plant 6 o'clock in the morning, and people have never worked on an assembly line. Like, you don't get to get a smoke break and sit around and, you know, shoot the breeze. Ford Motor, we did a truck a minute. A truck a minute rolled off the end of that assembly line. If that line stopped for 10 seconds and you could go like this, man, that was a long break. That was a long break. So to work all night, I didn't have anywhere to keep a car. So I had to go to North Carolina every night and drive there.
You couldn't keep it at your parents' house?
Well, that time they knew I was racing, but they didn't like it. But anyway, I would drive there, get back home 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, get right back up, do the assembly line thing, go back. And I did that for 5 or 6 years trying to do this stuff.
So how much did you race at Southampton?
I only got to race at Southampton. I probably ran. The last year they were dirt was the first year I tried to attempt something. So I might have ran. I was the only pure stock that ever got pulled into the tech shed by Mr. Ken. I don't think he liked me very much. I don't know why. I never did anything, but I finished second or I won or something the first time. They had already closed the tech shed, put the vehicles and everything. He made them back all the tech cars out, open the garage and pull my car in there and went over it. And then you got Richard Holmes and the Home Boys and all. They're sneaking to get their stuff on the trailer because they don't want nobody looking at their stuff. They didn't check nobody up. But anyway, maybe 8 or 10 times. But I can't help but think what it would be like to race with Speck or Tony or Vic Tesori. Or David Earl Pope for putting the Bulldog under the hood. Rooster Charles and all these names that I got to see,
David Earl passed away a few years ago.
Oh, I did not know that.
He passed away. He had cancer. He passed away a few years ago.
Sorry to hear
But he was one of those tough guys out there at Southampton.
There was a grit. Like I say, I mess with Billy Hubbard now. If you would have told me as a kid looking through the fence that Billy Hubbard would come to my trailer and stop and get off his golf cart and stop and come shake my hand, I would have never. Yeah, I would have never. I'm so humbled of the people that have stopped and talked to me and Billy, because I said you learn from some of the best, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so if I could pick up something from you and watch you and you talk to a John Bray or Charlie High or all these names that I never thought that I would ever get to, they would ever know who I was, So
Well, I hate to tell you, everybody knows who you are.
I appreciate that.
You got that right, because I wasn't expecting all the backlash I got when you wasn't on the show the other week. So,
But Brad Adams says you got to show us your birthday dance. What's
The birthday
What's
dance?
this birthday dance about?
Man, I used to get out of the car and I can dance. That's not a problem.
Well,
I can throw, but his daughter. I love kids, and I have special affinity for kids and stuff. And she's so precious, and she's so tiny. And it was her birthday, and she was being shy. So I don't know when it's a kid. So I started dancing down there, and I don't know if people were looking or not, but I was like, "It's your birthday, it's your birthday," and and I just was twirling around and spinning around and say, "Boo, it's your birthday. How are you?" So I just being silly, and I didn't think, because she looked at me like I lost my mind. But she was smiling, and evidently she went, and Brad sent me a message. He said she was telling him all about it, and she really liked it. So I don't know. It's special little moments like that do this. We
For
can
sure.
get on each other's nerves.
do you remember? You remember at Southampton when they had kids' nights up there?
Yes, Steve Steely. Matter of fact, the car I have, Steve Steely, is the one who kind of had went through and built it originally. If you remember that?
Oh yeah.
But
I
he said
remember.
all the kids used to come down with him, and it would take like
My
30
son was
minutes.
one of them.
It would take like 30 minutes to get them on and
Yeah.
get all the kids on. But I do remember. Yeah,
My son loved Steve Steely, Joe Gator.
Okay.
When Joe was racing there, and they after the race was over with, they went to the pits. That's where they went. They went right by my car and went right on down there.
Like the rest of the crowd.
Well, Joe Gator, man, like I say, there's been some.
Now-
Bert Culpepper,
Then Mike Sharon goes and gets a bus
yes, the butt, yes.
and loads his car on the bus and then puts all the kids on the
Kids
bus.
up on
Dude,
top
that's
of it.
pretty
I
nice.
remember, yeah. I used to love the buses, like I was telling you the other night. I thought the buses cut down and with the rack on the back. I still think that's cool, but
Robert says you're the people's champ.
the people say, Robbie, I appreciate you. I love you, baby. I don't know.
I'm glad somebody does.
Well, they helped me. They're the only ones that helped me. That's how, Greer and I don't remember the first time we met, but, it's like, well, I've heard about you. And I've heard about you because people say, you need to get up with the guy from the track, that guy, that guy. I'm like, evidently people would tell Greer the same thing. And we finally met, and they helped me when I came over here and tried to run over here. But I did not have a very good car. I had a bone stock Monte Carlo trying to run with them guys that been doing it. Everything, I needed that Bobby Spivey special sauce. And then I heard they were doing special sauce with the tires. And then I come to find out their cars are 5 inches wider than mine and all this stuff. And I'd always look down pit road and be like, why are their cars so much lower than mine? And chopped and channeled and done all this other stuff that I found about later. I'm like, no wonder. I could get up to about 6. I would qualify 22nd, and I could race to about 9th, 8th. I think the best I finished was 5th. And then I came out here my second race and won they used to give a plaque for the hard Charger. And I had guys mad at me that I've been out here for 10 years trying to win that plaque, and you win it on your second race. So anyway,
Get up on the wheel.
Just very blessed and fortunate, and to be here with everybody that sat on this seat and talk to you guys.
Come on, man.
And no, I mean that. And the guys that you have, you had Doug Richard on here last week. I mean, dude, yeah, top crew chiefs that guy's done, man. That's amazing. That's amazing.
Won a cup championship at 18 years old.
Yes, with
As a
Earnhardt.
crew chief.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty crazy.
We spend a lot of time in the garage areas around Charlotte and all these other places, and get to meet these people. Of course, my son being in the sport at one time was a big deal too. I mean, because I got to meet a whole lot of people that way.
Okay.
And that way, that's what we use when we get people like that on the show.
No, that's
We've had like
amazing.
6 or 7 Hall of Famers on the
Yeah.
show.
Oh, I know.
Look, we got a good one here. So we had I'm sure you probably know who Red Farmer is, right?
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Okay. So we had Red Farmer on, right? I didn't know who Red Farmer was. And
Wait a minute. What? What?
And you know what? We won't have Red Farmer again, probably.
Look. I asked him why did he run more asphalt or dirt or something, right?
More asphalt. Because he was running dirt at Talladega Short Track. But he said, he told Scott, he said, I was a 5-time champion, national champion.
I won
Daytona and everything.
He said next time you interview me, I'm gonna send you my hero card so you can
That's
study.
You can study. I didn't put it on you like. Well, you know those old guys that come from a different club, man. They're gritty, and I love them.
Dude,
I love those
hilarious.
guys. That is funny. I wish I think I would love to meet some of those guys. You know, I try to pattern myself kind of after. Some people would say an idiot probably sometimes, but probably David Pierce. You know, I try to think a little bit more than somebody. You know, that's kind of what won me to race the other night. Before I would have Dale Earnhardt it or Tim Richmond it or Buddy Baker it and just overshot and tore the car up early. But I had to sit back and make myself. I had to keep telling myself, man, relax, just calm down, relax, just drive, just ride, and then like I say, he was on the bottom and just got a good bite up on the top and was able to go around the high side for the win. That was.
Well, I hope I get to be there Friday night when because I told Brian I was coming, but I don't know for sure that I'm waiting to make sure that. Supposed to rain Friday.
Is it?
He's got to make sure he can get a hall pass.
Is it a hall pass thing? I didn't want to say that.
It's not a hall pass thing. I have been.
Y'all give each other. That's brotherly love right there, baby. That's brotherly love.
Ain't no brother. I do like him more than my brother, but not much more.
Not much. Hey, look, world, these guys are crazy. Man, I'm so happy.
But I gotta ask a question. Starting out in the sport, you said you went all over deep Carolina, the country. Being a black guy, has that ever been an issue? And I don't mean to be putting you on the spot. Like
No, you're not putting me on the spot. Yeah, I've always been the minority guy, that's for sure. But I've had my crew, people have come up to them and said, why are y'all helping that such and such? I probably got ran harder than some people, but, eventually I gave it back. I think I earned some. Look, I'll put it to you like this. You've been to some of them dirt track, and I love 99% of the people there. I love, and they love, and I've got nothing but love. But when you pull up to a track and people have been dominating, you've never been to the track before. We pull up there. We're so late because I had to work at the plant. You couldn't get off. We pull up so many times. We would pull up. I would get in the car, back the car off the trailer, set the air. They would pull down in the pit. I'd pull onto the track, never seen the track, and then start dead last and come through the field in like 5 laps and win the race. That happened. That's not me tooting my own. I don't do that, but that's happened numerous times. You can ask Joe why he was there for most of it. They don't like that. Folks don't like that.
That doesn't matter what color you wear.
Right.
Still.
But that happened many times. Fayetteville, Wayne County. We never did run Lakeview. Kings. You got Kings. And then Brinkleyville, of course. Claire. That's one reason I wanted to get away. I wanted to get over here because I figured if I got over here, I got a call from Wendell Scott Jr.
Did you?
I really did. He called me, and I was so nervous I was dropping the phone. And we want you, but I couldn't prove to them this was kind of before the internet, and those tracks didn't keep up with the internet. Dixieland is just now starting to have a presence.
Mhm.
No, and it does my heart so good to see that. You know, when you have Bill Mullis and Mark Wirtz and stuff coming to the dirt track, it garners a certain respect, and people follow them, and they're going to. So I'm so happy that I think I posted that we're getting a little bit of, you know, recognition. And Lord, man, squirrel, ADD. But man, what were we talking about? There's so much I want to say. Yeah, when they called me, and I couldn't show them. I had won 18 races that year, and there was no way for me to show where I won. If I didn't win a race, it's hard for me to accept the win if the people that broke were faster than me. I mean, we won the race, but did you really win the race?
Right.
You know, but we'd won like 18 races, and I thought that was my only way of getting a shot was to go through the diversity program.
Mhm.
I can't tell you how many times when they started having it out here, I was going to come sit in the stands. I was going to come sit in the stands with a sign that says, "The driver you need is right here." Something. I was going to put something, but again, that voice, and I've learned to silence that voice. So I've had a tough couple years. My last couple years have been tough. It's been a lot of growing. I went through some personal things and stuff. So that's when when Butterbean was talking about savoring and enjoying to get those. When I didn't know if I'd ever climb on a race car again, let alone win. We got a car that then passed around for 5 different people because nobody really wanted it, and I had what was left. We put it together, and we've done 1-2 races and want to lead the points. So is it luck? Is it driver? I don't know. Is the good Lord? Absolutely. Is it the reason I'm sitting here? Is good Lord? It's something powers to be. So I just learned to step out of the way, and if I get a shot, I get a shot. But I would love an opportunity to drive. It's the only way I'll be able to do what.
You know how he was talking about how he was a kid. He reminds me of what's the kid we ran into at Richmond? I can't remember. Rajay Caruth. Right. So we're going to go into the pits, and we're standing there by this bus to come pick you up, take you into the pits, right? And this, I guess they're from the islands, and they live in New York. And the son.
Everybody, welcome to the islands, man.
Yeah.
Jamaica.
So it's funny. So we're standing there, and I see the family over there. It's him, his sister, and his parents. Derek Cope comes up. He's like, "That's Derek Cope. That's Derek Cope." He gets his book and he goes over there, and I'm like, "How the hell does this kid know who Derek Cope is?"
Derek Cope, buddy, you had the Purelator car, man.
But this is a 15-year-old kid today.
Today, I understand. Yeah.
You know, this was year before last.
Yeah, year before last.
How the hell does he know who Derek Cope is? So I was like, so we got to talking to him. I was like, "Hey, how the hell do you know who Derek Cope is?" He's like. And his dad was like, "Man, you know, he's ate up with this racing stuff." And he's like, I bought this book and I studied it and da-da-da. And he is in the diversity program now. He's run late model. He finished 8th. I asked him the other day at Hickory.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Hickory, I mean, to run places like that, historic places like that, man.
He got a pole at Tri-County.
Oh, did he?
He got the pole at Tri-County, but when they inverted, he inverted to 6th. And he had a hard time coming through.
But I mean, this kid hasn't raced anything. Like he hadn't raced nothing.
And they put him like in a late model.
Well, he was in a late model this year. Last year he was in the program. He was in a Legends.
Legend car.
And then like him and his dad, they were messaging me, and then I put them together with some. They're like, "Hey, we're trying to get him some laps in a Legends before he goes down to the diversity program."
Right.
But great people, and you just reminded me when you were saying like how much you were into the sport at such a young age. You reminded me of him, and I was just blown away. And we've had him on the show a few times because I was just I don't care if you're white, black, green, or blue. If you're 15 years old and you know who Derek Cope is.
Derek Cope is. You've studied. You know. You're
right.
Yeah. You know the history of.
And then the same thing with him. I'm sure nothing that I've talked to his dad quite a few times. We see him at all the Cup races at Charlotte, Richmond. And they're from the islands.
No racetracks.
No. Yeah. The furthest thing. But they're behind him and they're supporting him, and he's going for it. He's only done racing online. And I don't think he had done any sim racing. I think it was just like PlayStation, whatever. But you just reminded me of that. It was pretty cool.
All right. Well, we're gonna have to. It's getting close.
Getting late. Yeah. Can I just give a shout to?
Yeah,
I gotta give a shout to Affordable Transmission Engine. Thank you, LJ Wood, Dane Wood, 660 Race Fabrication, East Coast Container Repair. Chris Housen, he's a buddy. I mean, the first race I raced, we had tires that had been sitting behind a Connex box because I didn't have money for tires, and ended up third. And so he stepped up, bought me some tires. Moody's Water Conditioning, man, he's come on board. What an outstanding! If you have bitter water, nasty water, hard water, soft water, Moody's Water Conditioning, they'll treat you right. They're good people. They put all those reverse osmosis systems in, whatever the scientific terms are. But he stepped up and he's helped a few people at the track this year. And Affordable Mower, Dr. Mike C, he's coming on board, and we need help. In order to finish the rest of the year, I'm going to have some more assistance, So like I say, we're leading points, 1-2 races. So, and I can't thank you guys enough for having me on your platform.
The pleasure is ours, man.
It's a complete honor. I mean, it really is. To be here with the people who sat in this seat, it means I'm trying not to get emotional. But, you can't fake goosebumps in your hair.
No, you can't do that.
So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
We appreciate
No,
it.
we appreciate you spending time with us, and Adam too. We appreciate him coming out.
Absolutely.
We're gonna see him win a race for the end of the year.
Adam's working on it. I've gotten to know Adam here just recently, actually, and I think he'll be out there. Look good.
So are we going to see you around Langley a little bit more?
If I could I'm always normally poking my head around here. I'm normally in the background, but if I get a ride or get something over here, I don't want to come.
You don't want to come hang out?
I'll come hang out, absolutely. But it's hard. I want to race. I want to drive something.
Hey, now, Adam's got our stickers on his car.
That's win guaranteed right there.
Hey, man, I did the whole hood.
Maybe you need to put a couple more on his.
Hey, I did the whole damn hood. This shit didn't help me a bit.
Well, hey, Butterbean and Zach Lightfoot, look what they've done with our stickers. And then, Zach was in the car and had my sticker.
Well, I said it right at the beginning before we got going. I mean, when you're a sticker whore, you put enough out there. I mean, something's going to bite.
Something's going to bite.
I need more stickers in because I'm struggling.
Ronnie Carter, Jason Jordan, thank you for y'all's help.
I want to also remind you that we don't have it on just a few cars right now.
Oh.
So,
come on, you're dirt guys. So we need to get some of them down there in that dirt, get them a little dusty, get them a little muddy, and we'll take some pictures. They'll look pretty. It ain't pretty till it's dirty.
I like that.
And if you can't sling it, don't bring it. So that's anyway. But thank you guys.
Thank you for being here. Thank Adam for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Appreciate Nolan Pope coming on tonight, and the Hampton Heat 200 winner, Brendan Queen. For glad he made it back.
So happy for them, man. That's awesome. Local guys
Sunday's
do
the
that.
kart race,
Greer.
so if anybody wants to
So
see some
happy
kids
for
racing.
Greer.
Do what?
Sunday's the kart racing here, so if you want to see some kids racing, they put on a good show. And
Yeah, and if you want to get your kid involved, Hampton Roads Karting Club is a great place.
I begged for a go-kart.
It is.
I wore my parents out as a kid.
nothing makes me more happy than watching them kids battle it out.
They do good. Bill Mullis, thank you for like I say, running this
He done said that's my driver.
Who's that?
Bill Mullis.
Said you were his driver.
There you go.
It says right there. I mean, I'm not making it up.
Well, see, that's why I didn't want to do the thing before. My internet is so bad and my stuff's so old, it'll cut out. So I can't watch you guys live. I got to wait for it to be over with. And then I can come back and watch the replay. I can't watch it live. So that's why I didn't want to do the virtual thing because I'd have been cutting out. Hey,
All right, next week's show, we're going to have Logan Clark, who runs the Dominion Racers up at Dominion Raceway, the Virginia Racer at Dominion Raceway. Dylan Bassett, Xfinity driver, is going to be with us next week. And I think I got a couple more lined up, but not sure yet exactly how I think Ryan Rackley is going to be with us next week. So we got some more people.
The 44 car looked so familiar. Was that Junior Johnson's that ran the Perrier? Is that his
per year?
Per year? Is that his grandson or something.
They're not in. No.
That wasn't him. Okay.
No,
All right.
that car is an extension of Peyton Sellers.
Peyton Sellers' team.
Peyton Sellers group.
Awesome.
All right. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you everybody for being here. Go see Roger Bell down at
Come on down Dixieland
this weekend.
Speedway. Get you a dirt track barbecue. It's BYOB, cans only, and only cash. They don't have an ATM, cash and carry. So come get your hair dirty. You'll like it. We'll put on a good show for you, and we appreciate you, love you, and I thank everybody who has supported me and giving me good words, and thank you.
And then Langley the next week.
And Langley the next week.
The next night.
Dual. No, it's not. That's this.
Well, not late models.
Late models not running this.
Not this
Yeah,
weekend.
no.
I always wanted to run dirt on Friday, and people were like, you can't run dirt on Friday and asphalt on. I was like, who
Yeah, you
can?
can't.
Bubba Adams used to do it and win both.
Yeah. Bubba was the man back in the day.
So,
All right. We'll see you next week.
bye, guys. Thank you.